Welcome back, you degenerates, to the number one gambling podcast on earth. I am Billy here with Greg and Morgan, and we are betting the diagonal. Boys, I have come to realize gambling is a lot like New York weather. One day, it's 75 and sunny. The next day, it's a foot of snow on the ground. All last week, I was hot as hell. Couldn't miss. But here we are today, 1-5 in college basketball. Still doing great in the NHL, but that's just been my day. How are you guys doing? I know, Morgan, you took the day off because you're like Alaska right now. There's just winter.
For all those who follow us on Twitter and everything and are wondering where I might be, I needed to take a day off. I needed to make some sacrifices to the gods of gambling. Maybe a little human sacrifice. I don't know how literal you want to take it. I won't divulge what my sacrifice methods actually were. However, I needed to take a step back, clear my head. I've been overthinking too much the past week. I've lost a lot of money in the past week. I've been embarrassed by the picks I've been putting out. So I need to take a step back. I had a very rough day yesterday. It was good to clear my head. It was nice and refreshing today to not stress, to have no skin in any game. It hurt. It was tough. I said to Billy earlier, I was like, dude, I feel naked right now. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't feel right. But it was good. It was a good clearing my head. I felt good because the plays I would have looked at and lent towards tonight, most of them I've hit so far. So I feel good. I just got to kind of get out of my head. So I will be back tomorrow with a fresh card, coming in hot, ready
Full
to take some names. No. We're positive vibes only in here.
Just kidding, Morgan.
We don't shit on people when they're down.
Oh, sure you
don't. I'm reminiscing back to my slow start.
That was because you were 0-9 to start.
Yes, fair. It's fair.
Oh, so they're asterisks now in the rules.
Yeah,
you gotta hit one bet.
There's asterisks all over this podcast at this point.
That is true.
Fair. It's definitely fair. Greggy, how you doing today?
Not too bad. 4-1 in my college plays, 2-2 in the NHL, and 1-2 in NBA. So we're going to NBA, down one in the win column, push in hockey, and a nice little jump in college. I'm now 5 games over 500 on the season. I think as long as you guys went 500 or worse today in college.
I didn't play anything today, so I went 500.
Okay, then I have the best college percentage.
I mean, you have a quarter of the games.
I was going to say.
I knew exactly.
I think we have to
say. As
go
far
back
as
to the first episode that we had Greg in here. We all agreed 75 plays, 75 wins
75
gets you
wins.
on. No. 75 wins. 75
yeah,
wins.
I'm at 55.
That's not 75.
I'll be at 75 by the end of the weekend.
I mean, that's a bold statement.
Yeah, Mr. 20. Oh, by the way, we have to bring this up.
We do. I wanted to get there.
27 play card. Turns out he didn't play all the plays.
I missed one NHL play.
You missed 2. You missed 2 games.
And one NBA play. But
now, what are the rules, Greg?
The rules are that your plays are plays that you bet. When you're not using Bovada or any of those sites and you're using a local, you have a certain credit limit. And when you're playing a big card like I was, you only have so much credit to use towards these games in praying that one of these games finishes in time for you to, re-up. And it didn't work out for 2 of those games. So I apologize to the people for fraudulent behavior on my part, but they're going to count because I believe I divvied out 2 winners to the public that I didn't get to play myself.
He says they count. We counted towards his record.
This guy
because
is making the rules of the count here.
It's anarchy, baby.
Where's the treasurer? Where's my undersecretary here who can do some math for me?
I'll allow it because at least you didn't make a fraudulent claim on your record.
I do want to interject something that doesn't have anything to do with gambling. Robinhood has just lifted all of their bans on stock trading.
That's cool. So, I pulled my money out.
I don't know. I know you're a big stock and Bitcoin guy. I don't know if you have any skin in that game, but Might as well
I do,
get that out there for the boys.
Real quick, just to the listeners at home, I cannot wait till they drop an IPO so I can short them down to fucking zero. I'm going to take all my money out of Bitcoin and short the fuck out of them. That's my move, Greg.
Is it?
You with me, buddy?
I'm with you, man.
Let's get it.
Let's ride it.
Let's
boys.
bring it back in now, boys.
Boy, I'm here, baby. I never left. You're the one who got us off track. Boys, it is Super Bowl weekend on Tuesday.
Oh, that's it. That's this weekend?
I think so, right?
Huh. Nick, what do you think?
Nick. Big Dick Nick?
Yeah.
Speak
Yeah,
up, Nick.
Thanks for
Nick.
leaving it down there. I don't need anything on my shoulders.
Oh, that was good. Super Bowl weekend, boys. How are we feeling? You feeling like we're gonna win a lot of money this weekend or what?
No, not at all.
That's the
the
positive
slightest
vibes
bit.
we're looking for.
Listen, buddy, this is a public weekend.
I am the self-proclaimed worst NFL gambler in the world.
That's
I still don't think I have hit an NFL bet since week 13.
Jeez.
probably not.
It's been a
deep in
long
high
time.
school.
It's been a while.
Yep.
And I'm still going back and forth on this game. We were just recording episode 3 of Birthing a Degenerate. I was saying this ability. I have a way I'm leaning a little bit more than the other, but I don't have a great read yet.
Yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
go ahead and kick off, and we're gonna break down the game a little bit because personally, I'm taking a day off from gambling tomorrow. I think unless something just pops out that speaks to me, I might have a hockey player too. I'm looking at, but besides that, I don't have anything to talk about today besides football. I don't know about you guys. If you guys have cards, you guys want to talk about it. But at first, let's break down this game. Let's start with Greg. Greg, I think you were on the Bucks if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, on Tuesday's episode, I know we were talking about props and that whole party that's going to happen with the props. I mean, there's so many props. It's almost a bit overwhelming to the fact that it's like I could play like 40 different props, but I'm not going to be that guy because I'll play like ridiculously stupid props. I'll
Like Kenny G coming out of halftime like I am?
Yeah, like Kenny G coming out at halftime. I'll play I don't know, like Jason Pierre-Paul having an interception. Like really
Jason
random
Pierre-Paul
shit.
losing a finger.
Yeah, Jason Pierre-Paul regenerating a finger during the game. Like random stupid shit. And there's lines for it everywhere. But yeah, I guess I kind of leaked my pick on Tuesday's episode with the Bucks. My general point of view on that is I'm not betting against Tom Brady at this point in time. It's a losing proposition for anybody that has done it in the past. This is the 10th Super Bowl for the 43-year-old.
That's a prop. You want to bet that
prop? That's a prop. I don't know.
How do you think it's going to say first?
I don't know. This is the 10th Super Bowl for the 43-year-old or the 43-year-old in his 10th Super Bowl?
I think it's that
I don't
way.
know.
I think it's that way.
I'm losing sleep at night over that one. But yeah, like I said, I leaked my Bucks pick on Tuesday. Not much has changed. Actually, nothing has changed since then. I am locked into my pick with Bucks plus 3.5. And I am I don't want to say as confident as I can be in a pick, but I am as content as I will ever be with a play.
Beautiful. You taking their money line or you're going with the plus 3?
No, I'm going to go with the plus 3.5, and I'm going to play Tom Brady to win the Super Bowl MVP.
Okay. On my book, it currently has them down to a plus 3. So
I bought the half point.
I'd be buying the half point for sure. I'm on the biggest day of the year, football fans. There's no way in hell I am pushing.
There's no
way
shot.
in hell. We had this conversation last night about the Sixers game. I know why I didn't want to bring it up, Morgan, but we're talking about pushing. Morgan pushed the Sixers because of LaMelo Ball, a.k.a. Trash Can. And I was like, fuck it. I don't trust the NBA at all. I think it's a rigged game. I think it's an entertainment business. I'm buying the half point at 6.5, and thank God because I won my bet. And I don't know if Greg had it, but I know Morgan pushed, and oh boy was he angry.
I
I was
pushed.
extremely angry because the Sixers at one point were up by 28 points
Mm-hmm.
and completely let off the gas and should have won it. And my MVP decides to just casually walk up the floor and not pay any attention to anybody around him and
That's
just give that little cuck the ball
That's
and let
neither
him
here nor there.
walk down the court and shoot. That cost me 4 digits. That one game.
Yeah,
I was so confident on that game.
that's,
And I was right. I was dead on for 59 minutes.
yeah, 59
59
minutes,
minutes,
but
55 seconds.
that's a
Dead
lot
on.
like football.
Yeah, I mean,
It would have gone much worse if I lost the bet and did not push. I would be retired for life.
He would not be here right now if he lost
Yeah.
that
There's
bet.
not a chance.
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
a shot.
we were talking about it before we hopped on here that that's a play you just don't see, and I respect the hell out of it. Although I was gonna get a push either way, whether he stole the ball or didn't steal the ball. It still ended up being 7.
Yeah.
So I have no hard feelings towards the play. I was pissed at the moment because it made me sweat, but yeah, it's something you just don't see in the NBA. That real like grit at the end of the game. It's not over till it's over. I mean, although LaMelo is one to pad his stats, and he got a steal and a 3-point bucket on the possession,
Yeah.
so it's not like he'll ever be upset about it. But that just seems like the type of player he is. He's definitely more outspoken than Lonzo, and he plays more outspokenly as well.
Let's reel it back. We're talking about basketball.
Oh, we were talking about football. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we're talking about football. We were talking about push is what we were talking about.
If
Which
it
is why
makes you feel better, I did not take us there. Billy did.
I know Greg took us there. I know. I tried to cut you off so we didn't go down this hole, but there's no cutting you off. Morgan, what do you have for us for this game? I know you're undecided, so why don't you talk us through your thinking
I'm
process? Maybe
super
there's a win.
undecided. I take, if y'all listen to the prop episode, the Super Bowl we put out on Tuesday. I'm very, very undecided, and my backing for the Buccaneers very much ties into my prop with the Gatorade as with the Chiefs. Steve Spagnuolo has Tom Brady's number in the Super Bowl and in just regular season and postseason games. Excuse me.
I heard he has
2-3
his number on
against him.
speed dial too.
I'm not gonna laugh at that. That was a terrible joke.
Was it?
That
Was that bad?
That was bad.
Neither one of us are even
We
giggling at
might
that
have
one.
to cut the episode right there. That was
Dude.
rough.
And that's all, folks. So best of
All
luck
right.
next
Good
weekend.
luck with the Super Bowl. We
Sorry,
hope
folks.
you win. Please don't throw out jokes like that again. Greg just took every step he took forward with the Twitter game. He just took backwards with the joke game. He's banned. You will not see Greg on Twitter trying to put out any jokes because of that one comment.
Greg just lost two wins on his college record.
He just
on
lost
every sport.
He just lost 4 followers on Twitter because of that one comment.
Man, I'm down to 3.
Anyway, reeling it back. So, Steve Spagnuolo looks like he has the most success of any defensive coordinator against Tom Brady. His defensive lines average over 4 sacks a game against Tom Brady, which also ties into one of my prop bets, which was the Chiefs to record the first sack. So I do like the Buccaneers in that sense because I like the Chiefs in that sense because he knows how to come up against Tom Brady. On the reverse of that, Tom Brady's out for revenge against Steve Spagnuolo. I don't know. I'm doing the thing where I overthink everything. As of right now, gun to my head, I'm on the Chiefs -3. I think the Chiefs are the superior team around the board. I think they're the more explosive team. I like what they're doing, and I think interior line play line play in general plays a huge role in these games. And while Kansas City's offensive line is very beat up right now, the duo of Chris Jones and Frank Clark can wreak havoc on Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. So I think I'm leaning the Chiefs right now.
Yep. I'm leaning the
Interesting.
Chiefs. Like I've said it probably like 6 times now. At least in the last episode we just did in Birth of Degenerate. I said it on Tuesday and the week before. I have the Chiefs' future to win the Super Bowl. I will be hedging. Probably. See, Greg, let me ask you a question. Morgan said I was being greedy with this. Let me ask you.
Okay.
I'm sort of leaning towards the Bucks as it is, right?
Mhm.
So, would it be greedy if I'm hedging with the Bucks money line, and then I take the Bucks plus 3.5 and praying that possibly, the Chiefs win by 2 or 1? Is that greedy? Morgan thinks it's greedy.
I don't think greed is a good term. Yeah.
That's unfair.
I mean, you're trying to find a needle in a haystack there.
Why? Vegas thinks it's going to be between in a 3-point game. It's going to be decided by a field goal. Right or wrong?
Right. Yeah, the line is 3.
Now, let me ask you this before you cut me off. How does Vegas keep the lights on?
Me.
by guys like Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the
We're
public
taking Chiefs
losing.
minus 3.5.
I mean, that would be a way that Vegas would make a ton of money.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't think it's greedy. I think it's a smart bet to possibly win 2 bets in one. And worst case, because it's the hedge, I'll be fine if I lose the money line because I'll still win the 3.5, and I'll still win the future bet.
But then if the Chiefs blow them out, then you lose. Then you win less with the Chiefs.
That's fine. I'll live with the consequences because I'm going to win the coin toss. I'm going to win a couple other prop bets that I really love.
What's your bet on the Chiefs Super Bowl? How much to win? How much?
It's 100 to win 350.
So you should just put 110 to win 100 on the spread and call it a day.
Should.
Or 220 to win 200. You win 100 if the Bucks win. You win 200 if the Chiefs win.
We'll figure it out. We'll get there when Sunday comes.
Fair.
I'm a little concerned about the injuries on both sides, to be honest with you. Levante David is still questionable. Get a hamstring injury.
Big injury, because that's one thing that Tampa Bay has that's really big, I think, in this game that could help them a lot. They have 2 stellar tight ends. Or, I'm sorry, linebackers to cover tight ends, to cover running backs.
But Levante David might not play with a hamstring. Hamstrings are hard to come back from. Antoine Winfield, questionable. He's hobbled by an ankle injury. They're saying he probably won't play. Probably the defensive rookie of the year. Jordan Whitehead with that massive hit that caused the fumble on Aaron Jones because he's a piece of trash. They said he might suit up. Mike Evans is probable with a knee injury. JPP, besides missing half of his hand, he's nursing a knee injury. Vita Vea re-hurt his ankle again. Don't know if he's going to play. There's people everywhere on that side on that defensive side of the ball where what really won them that game against the Packers. Tom Brady threw 3 turnovers, threw 3 interceptions. If you throw 3 interceptions against the Chiefs, you're not going to win a game under any circumstances.
I could get behind that.
Yeah, it's great logic. I mean, he said you get behind that offense. I mean, I think maybe it'd be a topic for a later episode to get a little bit more into, maybe when the NFL season comes back around. But can you make a case that Andy Reid, number 2, number 3 coach of all time, adds another Super Bowl to his record? I don't know. I think you're getting much closer to it.
I love Andy Reid.
Obviously, Belichick's the guy, but could you make a case Andy Reid's the second best coach of all time?
I don't know.
I think you add a Super Bowl here against Tom Brady.
Yeah, you
at
forget
maybe
about the person who the trophy's named after. You forget
Mhm.
about,
Forget
you
about
know,
John Madden,
yeah, Dick
it's
Buckus.
I'm
Focus.
not saying it's a slam dunk, but I'm saying it's an interesting conversation.
No, he's top 5. I think. I've always loved Andy Reid.
It is. And I mean, I would think he has a, you know, God forbid, like anything happens, but he's probably got another like 5, 7, 8 years.
Of
You
eating them
know,
burgers.
eating those burgers. I mean, you should probably lay off. Move to a
No,
veggie burger.
he's lost a ton of weight since his Eagle days.
Yeah, because he knows he has the league by storm right now, and he should probably stick around for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's the only reason why he doesn't have more championships because he was Eagles coach for so long. But that's neither here nor there.
I mean that seems like
That's
an
slander.
extremely big ricochet shot
That's a
on the
slander.
day 3 years ago that this happened. I don't think we need that in the chat here. We're positive vibes. We're not tearing anybody down. I'm not tearing your Steelers down.
Listen. My Steelers just signed fucking the worst quarterback of all time. Now we're not talking about Steelers all year next year. Yeah, I lean with the Chiefs. I think. I don't know. I don't know where I lean.
It's going to be one of those games that up until kickoff, right before we post our plays, we're not going to have a clue where we're going with it. There's so many different variables that are just so close in this game. There's no one clear, distinct advantage. You give me the Tom Brady argument. All right, there's Patrick Mahomes. It's pretty damn good.
I have a question that
yeah.
I need to be answered by both of you so we can get this clear. For the Twitter card, how should I post my pick? Since I have the future and I'll be hedging, should I just not even make a pick and just pick the over and a couple props, or like?
I think you should post your pick. Well, I mean that's because that might not actually be your actual pick.
I'll be rooting for both teams.
Yeah, that's a tough. That's a tough one. Maybe you just don't post a pick.
Yeah,
maybe Greg
not.
and I post a pick. Maybe you just post props.
Yeah. Let's talk about the over/under. I know me and you, Morgan, in the last podcast we just finished up, we briefly talked about it. Let's hear from Greg. Greg, the over/under is at 56.5 still?
56 currently.
56 even? Greg, where do you stand on that?
Yep.
I stand on the over.
That's my guy.
Yeah, I mean, as good as the linebacking core is for the Tampa Bay, as well as the Chiefs defense has been playing, I just see, high intensity run offense. These guys, these playmakers on offense are going to do their thing. They say good defense beats good offense on good days. I mean, I'm taking that from good pitching beats good hitting on most days, but in a general sense, that's what it means. But I think both offenses are just gonna, be in rhythm, and I don't think Vegas made this line at 3 for it to be a 24-21 game.
No, I agree with that.
I'm looking more at like a 38-35 type of game. Like a shootout in the Super Bowl for the ages.
Now, Greg, I have one question for you.
Okay.
Have you seen the weather report for Tampa?
I would assume that it's probably like 70.
And
Do you want me to look?
no, I will tell you what it is.
Okay.
Because this is why the line has moved so much. It was at 58, moved to 55 and a half. Now it's up to 56. This is what's going on, and everybody's favorite, host
Retirement
state of
community.
cops. Host state of cops is what I like to call it, or warm Pennsylvania, as Jared likes to call it.
Don't hate that.
Hey, that's a nice place. The weather people down there, the meteorologists, have no idea what the weather's going to be. One guy,
no idea.
One guy says it's going to have 20% chance of rain. A different news station says it's going to be 80% chance of rain. Another guy says 5% chance of rain. 30-mile-an-hour winds, 10-mile-an-hour winds, 5-mile-an-hour winds. Same order. I have it written down right in front of me. So, what are we to believe? What do you think?
I don't know. That doesn't tell me much.
Now, would that change if it starts to rain? Would it change your opinion?
No,
Me either. That's why I'm going with that.
it
If
would
it
not.
rains, I like the over. If it's sunny, I like the over.
I completely agree.
Oh man, they should
Completely.
make a prop. Is there going to be a lightning delay?
I
Oh,
I
could,
feel
I
like
could send that into Bovada. They're accepting requested wagers right now.
really,
fun
because
fact:
I feel like that's happened a couple times at Tampa this year.
the
I
season
love
opener for the Eagles in 18 after we won the Super Bowl, there was a thunder delay, lightning delay, because I was at that game. And we were delayed about 45 minutes to an hour. I was sitting at the very top of the stadium in the pouring rain in the middle of a thunderstorm because I refused to leave because we just won the Super Bowl. That's my field.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting prop with a very high line. I mean, if it's going to rain, then there's a
Plus
chance.
10,000.
If that's plus 10,000, it's worth it.
Yeah, I'm putting a couple bucks on it.
Absolutely.
Um,
I mean, stranger things have happened. We've seen the power go out in a Super Bowl previously. You know,
Mhm.
it's possible. It could
yeah,
happen.
power.
We don't get too
The
many
power went
outdoor
out.
Super Bowls either, so this could be interesting.
This is exactly what Sean was saying the other day, and look what happened. The barber for the Kansas City Chiefs has COVID. He was cutting everybody's hair in line. There's 6 players out with COVID for them. Just
The
like the
Tom
lights.
Brady effect, baby.
Just like the lights. The light just so happened to go out. Yeah. Yeah, those balls just deflated themselves. Come on, boys. Are we really to say who are we to say or not to say that Tom Brady does or does not have a weather machine? Huh?
I mean,
Huh?
I have no stats that say he doesn't. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen.
Tom Brady controls a lot.
Yeah, that's what happens to you that rich. I have a couple props that I wanted to add because I didn't really go into player props. Let me just pull them up. We talked about. I know Morgan, you talked about the Travis Kelce over in yards last week. I'm taking the over in receptions. I'll probably take the over in yards as well, which also means I'll probably be taking the under in rushing yards for the Chiefs. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to pull it up. I don't think I'm going to get it in time of team rushing yards. There's some stupid prop around here somewhere. I don't know how I feel about the Patrick Mahomes over yardage because it never hits because it's always set too high. But I would like it if I can find a prop that's 250 and 3 touchdowns for sure. I'd take that 7 days a week. Do you guys have anything else for this game, or should we?
one fun in addition to the Kelsey props I have, which you kind of led into a little bit for me. I also am taking Devin White over 10.5 tackles because of Travis Kelsey, because of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, because of Le'Veon Bell. Those guys
Bell's
out
not
the
playing, I
backfield.
don't think.
Well, whatever. What's it? Darnell or Daryl Williams? I know it's
Either
not
one.
Canadian. It's one
D.
of the.
Williams.
It's D. Williams out of LSU, the undrafted free agent. They got some nice little receiving pieces out there, and they love to do their crossing routes with those speed receivers. Mecole Hardman, Tyreek Hill. I love that over for that Devin White tackle bet, especially if Levante doesn't play. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, I like that too. I mean, he's all over the field as is anyway.
He is everywhere. Might be the best middle linebacker in the game.
I mean,
I nothing to disagree with that. There's people in the running for it, but
yeah, if he's not there, he
I'd
will
say
be.
he's at the minimum top 3.
yeah,
I'd
at
say.
minimum top 3. He's top 2
So,
in it, and he's top 2 and he's not 2. You know.
yeah, the only thing Roquan Smith you can make an argument for, maybe Deion Jones. I don't think Patrick Queen's there yet.
Not Patrick Queen.
Mm-mm.
I think it's between those 3 guys. But we can get into this talk all night long. Some of the other props I like, obviously, we have the Gatorade one. We already talked about that the other day and everything. I have nothing else too crazy I want to get into. That's just the other one. If you want to talk more about props, see what I have for props, take a look at the other night's episode. We went deep props. Like my Travis Kelce one, love the over receptions or over receiving yards. 8 out of 10 games he's hit it. It's a beautiful pick.
I love it. I'm trying to find the total for the game. Greg, I know you said you thought the game would be 38-35.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a line for that, but 36-33 is plus 25,000.
Wow. I mean,
Interestingly
that's
enough,
a weird
also,
score.
Yeah, I
It's not
know.
going to happen.
There's no 38. It's not. They don't project either team.
So what about 34-31?
34-31. I just scrolled past it. 34-31 Tampa Bay, correct?
Yeah.
34. It keeps like skipping. 34-31 is plus 17,500. It's not
Put 10
bad.
on it. Put 10 on it for me. I don't have it.
I'll put 10 on it right now. Live action.
it's funny you were saying that within the scores and everything. I was reading an article that has 107 NFL experts. The most commonly predicted score for this game is 31-27.
31-27.
31-20, with that leaning the Chiefs' way.
That would be leaning the
Majority of the
Chiefs and
time.
the under, and I don't think either one of those happen.
Oh man, I
That
see a
would hit
30.
that would hit the over for one,
It would.
and it would be a Chiefs
30, 31,
31-27.
27. Oh yes, sorry. It's been a long day.
Yeah, that's how what it was when I was messing up the math and everything. That's what my brain was doing. Like
You messed up the math for a week.
that's how I live. That's my 7 days a week.
Yeah, I see the score being 31-27 with Tom Brady having the ball with 2 minutes left on the clock, driving down the field, taking home his 7th ring.
Yep. For Greg to win
For
$1,700 now.
see who needs to be in a pool.
Now listen, I agree. $10 to win $1,750. I've spent $10 worse today than I have on that right there.
Absolutely.
Now who's to say I'm gonna actually Venmo that money over? I don't know.
Don't worry, I will supply a nice finder's fee.
I know you will. You're always a good guy to me, Greggy. Is anything else for the Super Bowl for this weekend? You guys have anything else?
Oh man.
No, I think
not in
there's been
particular.
so much said about it so far. We had a great episode the other night about the game. You can only say so much until it gets down to kickoff. You get these guys running out the tunnel. I'd love to find some prop bets of maybe some popular songs they could run out to. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe some Hell's Bells coming out.
Day by day, bro. I love it.
Keep them coming. But no, I think there's so much has been said about this game. I mean, that's the one thing that is great about the Super Bowl is it's just the best game to watch all year. However, we got 2 weeks of nonstop talk.
Did we get media day this year?
Media day, no, we've not.
That's so sad.
No betting on media day. Like, what the hell?
That's what I'm saying. I'm just here so I don't get fined. That would go down in history.
An all-time classic.
Yeah, so we're gonna leave that the way it is until we win the Tails Never Fails, and then we can live bet the game. Boys, you want to talk about anything else? Do you guys have any cards or anything you guys want to talk about? Because I have nothing. I have Tampa Bay over hockey terms. Tampa Bay -1.5 and over 5.5 parlayed. That's it. That's all I have for tomorrow.
I mean, I have basically like 1 or 2 plays in each sport tomorrow. I didn't really dive through the cards heavy yet. That's usually my before bed routine. But from what I
usually brush my teeth before I go to bed, but that's just me.
Well,
that's
you
minus
use 2
1
hands
win.
to
That's minus 1 win on every sport for Morgan.
Fair.
But just off of a brief outlook of the slate tomorrow for college, I'm going to go with Penn State -2.5 over Maryland. Penn State is at home tomorrow, and they've been hot at home recently. Before they're on a 3-game winning streak, and they're on a 3-game home winning streak, should I say? And before they started winning at home on this streak, I was fading them because I thought they were just, a terrible team. But they seem to play really well at home, and they play up to competition. They play better than the bad competition. They have those 3 wins are against Wisconsin, Rutgers, and Northwestern. So there's different levels to those wins, but they won them all marginally. So I think 2.5 points for a pretty good home team is a solid play. And next play, I have Boise State plus 4.5 against Nevada. Not much to say there. Boise
Plus
State
4.5. I believe they're
plus,
minus 4.5. Yeah, they're
did I?
minus. Yeah, they're 5.
Oh, I read that wrong, huh?
Yes, absolutely. I still
Okay.
take them at minus 5.
Yeah, I'm still going to because I thought there was something wrong, and I guess it was my eyes. But regardless, thank you for chiming in on that because I don't want to give out false information. But yeah, we're going to take Boise State minus 4.5 tomorrow on the road against Nevada. Nevada's been playing pretty well. Did they win their last game out? I know they beat UNLV and they covered.
Yes, they did.
They did?
It's the only bet that Morgan's won all week.
It actually, yesterday, it was the only bet that Morgan won a Bucks bet also. It was the only college bet Morgan won.
Morgan won 2 bets yesterday. I was like, oh, let me do the records. This isn't slander towards you. I was just like, I felt bad because you didn't answer. You're like, I'm fucking done. I'm pathetic. And we didn't hear from you for like 8 hours. And I was like, and the next thing we heard from you was the Sixers game, and then that was it. That was the end of his night. He was done talking to us. At like 2 a.m, I go to do the records, and I was like, oh no, oh that's a loss too. Oh, poor kid.
Oh no.
I was like, there's Nevada. There's a winner from my boy.
Oh boy, you got to have one.
It was a bad day. It's been a bad week. We've been hurting. We are not bread makers over here currently. We had to take a day. That's why we took a day off today. Needed to get out there, clear the brain, relax, woosah, and we come back stronger today.
Yeah,
Greggy, I have some stats for you if you want for Boise.
Yeah, please.
Boise is 4-1 in the last 5 against the spread, and they're also 7-2 in the last 9 road games against the spread.
That makes me feel even better now
Yes.
that I'm losing 8 points on my original spread.
Also, like plus 4.5. That doesn't make any sense. My book has a 5 already. I'm gonna hop on that. I was thinking about taking it. I really don't want to bet anything tomorrow, but I had a bad day today. But the only way to get out of a rut is keep placing bets. Yeah, I'm making sacrifice tonight. I'm waiting for my chicken to come.
Yeah.
I got one I can send to you. Don't worry. I got a 2-for-1 deal.
Oh, did you? Awesome. Appreciate it.
I expect this to happen again. So, because as soon as I start winning some bets again, and then I get a little bit hot once again, it's going to happen again. I'm going to get super cocky because that's just who I am.
This is what we do.
Yes,
sir. Have your hen lay some eggs, and then we're set.
All right, we can do that.
Listen,
I got a nice situation here for a good chicken.
Hold on. For PETA out there, we're not actually sacrificing animals. This is a joke. I don't want to get sued. I don't need that in my life.
We might have to. We have to win our bets. If we do end up, cutting chicken heads off, we will eat the chicken. Don't worry. I like to cook chicken. I cook chicken every week.
Yeah.
We will put it to good use.
It's a religious thing. It's not nothing against it.
I'm gonna continue here.
Sorry.
So ASPCA doesn't get involved. So NBA slate tomorrow. Smaller slate, but I'm going to go Heat Wizards over 228 points. It was the same line the other night when they played, but they're on a back-to-back. And I'm going to ride the zigzag theory here. I think it hit. like 215 or 216 last time out. I think they should go over this time. They shoot the lights out of the gym, and I think we see that tomorrow night. They get Westbrook back tomorrow, I'm pretty sure as well, so that should be a help to the tempo of the offense. Next, I'm going to go with Bucks minus 10.5 at the Cavs. You know, Bucks, when they're cold, and when they're riding hot, they are scorching. They were cold up until earlier this week. Then they go out and beat the Pacers by 25, 30 plus points, whatever it was. And I think they ride that momentum into a young Cleveland team that just won't see it coming. Next and last NBA play I have for now, Hornets plus 7.5 versus the Jazz. Not saying the Jazz are going to lose this game, but I'm going to go on the theory that I should have went on tonight with the Blazers against the Sixers. Although I didn't play the game, I was about to put it on my card, and I was honestly pissed. I was pissed off looking at the score when I saw the Blazers were destroying the Sixers because they still had Embiid. Simmons was a late scratch, but I mean, that was a Blazers team without Dame, without McCollum, without Nurkic. No problem. They scorched them. So I typed that into a group chat, and
Yes, you did.
they're like, yeah, you know, they played down to competition. Blazers plus 10 was the play. I'm like, all right, you know, I'm going to keep that in mind more often on the back-to-back. So I'm going to take that into consideration with this play. You know, a fresh Hornets team coming off a nice comeback attempt against the Sixers last time out. So I think they come out strong, cover, but don't win the game.
You're just slandering Morgan right now.
I'm not slandering. I
You know, a
mean,
nice comeback attempt.
it was a hell of a comeback attempt. It really was. I love that. I love what Ball did. I really do.
That's college basketball.
Yeah.
I've never
getting his
hated a
college
player as much. I hated Joel Embiid a ton for that moment. I yelled at my TV, "You don't deserve the MVP trophy," because of that.
Now,
And
I just want to ask, why the fuck is he taking the ball up the court? Why?
I don't have an answer for that one. I don't know where
I didn't watch the game. I know you watched, so.
I believe, if I remember, I was watching. I think if I remember correctly, they were full court pressing, and Embiid just happened to be open by midcourt, and they tossed him the ball, and then he just walked it over the timeline, and that little shithead snuck up right behind him.
I'm a hater.
Got those clunky ass big baller brand shoes. You'd think you'd hear him.
I am a LaMelo Ball hater, and I will be for the next 20 years. He's in the league. I think
Can't stand him. He's the worst. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I'm not over it yet. It's like an ex-girlfriend that you're gonna have residual feelings and anger for years. We've all been there.
Your life.
We've all been there, and
Yes,
now
sir.
I have a second. Now I have more than one. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, well,
LaMelo Ball, welcome to the club.
Seton Hall.
Yeah, that's it for me on the NBA, college, NHL slate for now. Morgan, what you got?
I will be back posting a card tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I have a couple games that I'm intrigued with. Getting back to what had been my bread and butter and just made me very happy is my NBA. I believe that we will come back strong here. So I have a couple that I'm already in on. I have the Clippers -6 against the Celtics. Clippers are a significantly better team than the Celtics are. The Celtics are extremely beat up right now. They don't really have a true lead guard. They have Jeff Teague, who's a veteran. Who knows what he's doing, but he is not the guy he used to be. Marcus Smart, he's out. Kemba, you're gone. See ya. Get out of here. You're all injured. So I like the Clippers -6 in this one for sure. Other one I do like for sure is going to be the Jazz at the Hornets. I don't have a line just yet for this.
7.5.
I'm guessing it'll be 7. If that's the line, I love it. Like way more than I already did. We've spoken previously about how the Jazz are just a cash cow in the NBA. I see you drinking there and making faces and everything, and you got some
I
smart
have
ass
something to say
comments
when you're
you want
done.
to make.
When you're done, I have something to
But
say.
the Jazz have been an absolute cash cow this season. There's no push possibly on this one, where the Sixers were 7 as well. There's no push. If I take this bet and I just lose, I lose, which will stink. But Sixers can do it. The Hornets just aren't a very good team. Rozier, I don't know if he will be back yet or not. He's probably questionable, so we'll see.
The original line you texted me for 76ers game was 7.5 against the Hornets. Hornets stink. That's word for word what you told me, and that's word for word you're telling the people now. B.
Yeah.
Last time you told me to bet on the Jazz, I lost all my money.
Yeah, to tail on Billy real quick. Last time the Jazz were on back-to-back was, I think it was this past weekend. On the second game, they got blown out by the Nuggets.
Yep. And he said, cash that ticket. Before the game started, he said, just cash that ticket. Yeah. Here we are. Broke.
Well,
Alone. Thinking about my ex-girlfriend because I can't gamble on games because of Morgan.
Sometimes there's mistakes are made, right? It happens. We've all played Call of Duty and we've accidentally blown ourselves up. You're going to make some mistakes.
Sure.
Jazz, I love the Jazz. Still in the same spot as the Sixers. If it comes down to it, they're not putting the ball in Rudy Gobert's hands. He's not going to be dumb like Embiid. He can't dribble between his legs. He can barely do anything on the offensive end of the ball. Our guy Shaq sits there and says how much of a bum he is. I'm not going to sit there and worry about that. That ball is going to be in Mike Conley's hand. It's going to be in Donovan Mitchell's hand. It's going to be in Bojan Bogdanovich's hand. Joe Ingles, one of these guys who shoots the rock great, who can handle the ball. You got no bad juju here. I believe in my.
I love that Jazz team. I love them.
Mm-hmm.
I was betting on them last year. It's like the only team I was betting on last year because I love to watch Jokic play. So I don't hate the bet. I don't. I just wanted to point out the fact that it's the same team with the same numbers. The last 2 times I asked you for an NBA play, and I lost all my money.
Boys, I don't know why this just crossed my mind, but I want to get your opinion on it. Okay. I think Jordan Clarkson is an absolute baller.
Yeah.
And, he is probably the best 6th man in the league right now for the Utah Jazz. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
If you're Jordan Clarkson and you've been this 6th man for Utah, for the Cavaliers, for I think there was one more team that he's played for. The Lakers.
I'm not even the NBA guy. Over real.
Why would you not try and go to, one of the worst teams in the NBA, be a starter, ball out, and this guy could, if he got 40 minutes a game, almost 35, 40 minutes a game, he's right up there with like Bradley Beal as like top-notch scorer.
Dude, he was starting minutes in LA.
Taking a bit too far there.
Well, he was on LA. He was on LA to start his career.
He's a baller. He's a stud. I 100% agree that he was great at Missouri. I 100% agree that he's a stud. I think he is in the perfect role for himself, though, as a 6th man, because he gets to lead the second unit against the backup scrubs our teams throw out there, and he can just gun. Look at what J.R. Smith did for a decade. Look at what Lou Williams has done for. I'm
looking at Lou Williams' contract.
Lou Williams drafted in 2004 to my Philadelphia 76ers, the last high school player to be drafted in the NBA.
Really?
Last one, yep.
It's just making a cool, calm, collected 24 mil to play 25
20 minutes a night and just shoot. Every time he touched the ball, fire away.
What a life.
That's what I'm saying.
It's great, Like I said, I think Clarkson, and the great thing about it is, the NBA with how much money gets thrown around, six men are making $15 million a season. It's not like he's getting like a 5, 4, 3. He might got a smaller deal right now. I don't know what he's on, but those guys get paid. Look at Jared. I mean, obviously you guys don't follow. Greg, you follow more basketball than Billy does, but Jeremy Grant went from a 6-man role to the Pistons starting guy, averaging over 24 points a game. Now went from making about $3 million to $5 million a year. He's over $24 million, and he took over that role, right? But you also see other guys who are doing the opposite. Kyle Kuzma out in L.A. just got $18 million a year contract, and he's coming off the bench. Doesn't start.
Right, and that's what I was saying, like more in terms of the Jeremy Grant situation, where he went from one situation to another, and now he's balling out, averaging 24, 25 points a game, and his usage rate, it's going up like crazy. He's getting all the minutes in the world. He's balling out, and he's showcasing himself.
The only difference, though, I think, is if you look at the Jeremy Grant one, because I think Jordan Clarkson has had enough of a chance to show himself as a starter, as a lead guard in the league when he was the Lakers and they were in their lean years, before D'Angelo Russell got there, before LeBron came back in, the end of the Kobe era. Rest in peace.
Yeah, he wasn't getting his shots off. I mean, Kobe was still the primary shooter.
He had his chance, to lead it. I think once you saw him come off the bench, even when D'Angelo Russell got there with Kobe, you saw him kind of take off a little bit more. It's whatever. There's always guys that are just better that way. I think Jeremy Grant is interesting because it reminds me. I don't think Jeremy Grant is a 24-a-night scorer in the NBA. I love Jeremy Grant. I think I said it previously. Him and Rashawn Holmes were my two favorite process era Sixers. And TJ McConnell, but
I love TJ McConnell.
I think Jeremy Grant is getting very similar to the Michael Carter Williams rookie year with the Sixers right now. Somebody's got to score the ball. Plain and simple. Blake Griffin isn't the guy anymore. They're a team of all bigs. Someone's got to score.
I mean, going back to Greg, I think it's like not everybody needs that stardom. Maybe he just wants to win.
That's fair, too. That's fair as well.
Like for me, I'd gladly not have to work as hard to win a championship and make an extra $5-10 million bonus. These guys get percentages if their jersey gets sold, or silly things like that. Like these NBA contracts are insane. Like, if you ever want to look at, like, dive deep into these contracts, they are insane. Like, I don't know. I personally, I'll take a 6-man. I'll wipe down the scrubs. I don't care, because their second lineup is better than a lot of teams' first lineups. And it's not like he's getting 5-10 minutes a game. He's averaging probably 20 minutes a game, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, he's getting minutes for sure.
Yeah, so
I mean, look at a guy, not a very similar one. Look at a guy like Jamal Crawford. Been in the league for over 20 years.
Sickest.
That's the best 6-man of all time.
Very similar player profile, though, where they were both gunners. Jamal Crawford never had huge. He was a good starter. He scored. Never had huge success as a starter. But as soon as he became the 6th man and got that free range to just go, his entire career took off. Made his money as a 6th man, the greatest 6th man of all time.
Yep.
I think that's Jordan Clarkson. That's the path he's on. I think it's a great path. There's value in that. There's great value in that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad we had this conversation.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was on my mind.
Talking to Jordan Clarkson on a Thursday night.
Me either. But we were talking about the Jazz, and I've been watching the games because they've been on television, and I'm like, this guy's a fucking baller. Yeah. So let's talk about it.
He's definitely a very nice player. I wouldn't hate to have him on the Sixers, but that's not going to happen. I like my team. But yeah, that's the only two that I'm really. That's the only, as of right now, that's the main two I'm looking at. I got to do a little bit of research because I can't just go crazy, but I'm not going to go overthinking it and do nuts tomorrow. This Clipper pick here, this Jazz pick, those are pure. This is the better team. This is the team that is going to win this game. This is much more talented roster kind of pick. I'm sure I'll have some. There's a bunch of other stuff. I took a day off. I'm teetering at the bone right here.
The day off is fun.
It's nice. It was like I said earlier. It's great to just clear the head, not think about it, not to sweat a single bet all day. That was amazing. The only thing I had to worry about sports related all day was when Embiid looked like he freaking tore his ACL and he just hyperextended his knee. That was the only thing all evening I had to really sweat sports related. It was nice. So tomorrow it'll be good to be back. I will have a much bigger card, I'm sure. I'll have some NHL plays. I have some college plays. Like I do like. I'm very interested in Dayton -7 tomorrow.
Dayton stinks.
so-
Never
That's the
again.
That's
Never
the
again.
last text message I remember from that terrible day that Morgan had. Dayton stinks, and Greg texted it. I just remember. I'm like, I don't know, because I think I told you I like Dayton on Discord, and I dove into it. I was like, nah, I don't like Dayton.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Another one I do like. I know Billy and we talked about this in the last show we did. Monmouth, absolutely love Monmouth. Monmouth is great against the spread. We were looking at this on my notes from the last time I wrote about Monmouth. They're 8-3-1 against the spread this season.
I do like Monmouth.
Now,
I just don't have any
pick,
information on it to give out to the people. I'm not just gonna blindly, give people bets.
There'll be much more thoughts that go into these picks come tomorrow when we release them. We're more focused on obviously the Super Bowl right now. It's kind of the big deal. That's the big game going on and everything. So yeah.
I do want to give a very, very quick shout out to my personal cash cow in college basketball. You guys know who it is?
Toledo Rockets.
Nah, Billy, you should know who this is.
I have there's a bunch of cash cows. Who you talking about?
My cash cow.
Geez, I have to look at your cards.
You're the guy who gave me UC Irvine versus Hawaii the one night.
That's
that
not
really
my
screwed
cash
me.
Listen. There's a theory we're working.
Yeah.
I feel like didn't you give me another pick just the other day? That Chinese basketball slam the over pick. That was terrible.
Who? Oh, Greg. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
We're gonna pretend that didn't happen.
Tuesday night, Greg, at the very end of the episode, whatever, I don't know who the fuck the teams were. It's like 203 or 209, something like that. Oh, they both put over 110 each the past couple nights and everything. Hit that over. It didn't come close.
Whatever.
That's twice he's done that. Twice. The same exact number, too. And I was convinced on Tuesday.
Cucking me.
I was convinced on Tuesday that it was the same team that he bet on the week before. I'm like, he's like, no, it's not.
It wasn't. It wasn't actually.
It wasn't. You found out?
Yeah, I did find out. But I do want to continue my shout out to my cash cow in college basketball. James Madison University.
Fair.
You boys down at James Madison have been cashing the young kings out on a consistent basis.
Cash me out, young.
I'm proud of you boys. Keep beating up on the likes of Elon, Delaware, Hofstra, Northeastern.
Hey, no slander on Hofstra.
No slander to Hofstra. They could win and cover every other game for this season. But my boys from James Madison University, they bring the heat to every game, and I'm gonna keep riding. You should too.
Beautiful. I love the mid-majors.
So do I.
Toledo Rockets, baby.
There was a thing going on Twitter. I know Morgan's a big fan of Jeff Nadeau from Big Man on Basketball, and somebody was ripping on him for betting on Hofstra the other day, which is a winner, by the way. And they're like, "Oh, you must be desperate betting on Hofstra." And I commented on it. I was like, "Oh, this casual doesn't know who the fuck Hofstra is, I guess." Hofstra was only didn't cover the spread 3 times out of 32 games last year. So, these mid-majors, like, if you do your homework, there's money to be made,
Morehead State.
Yeah, that was a weird game.
Remember that name. I've been betting on them for the past 2 weeks. They haven't let me down yet.
I was on the other side of that, and I felt strong about that play. Turns out. Yeah, I did. I still feel strong about that play. Do they play tomorrow or the next day?
If anything, Saturday. I don't think they play tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'll still be on that same Murray State side, just for the record. I don't know what happened. I didn't get to watch the game. Saturday we'll watch the game. Morgan, close us out before this goes off the rails.
Yeah, for sure. Last thing I want to throw out there, boys. You know what tonight is? It's Thursday night. which means Chinese basketball. And our Sichuan Blue Whales are swimming into port tonight against the Liaoning Flying Leopards. We're getting 12.5, boys.
Wait, the Flying
You
Leopards?
know what to do. I think that's what they're called.
The Flying Leopards have
Liaoning
OJ Mayo.
Flying Leopards. Yeah, Liaoning Flying Leopards.
I don't
Please,
know.
we love our guy Marcus George's Hunt.
Oh, we
We
do.
ride with him.
Mhm.
We
ACC,
absolutely
great.
ride with our 63 points a night and 1.6 per game at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, ACC,
You know,
great.
So
Best
we will. I don't know about you boys, but I always, every game, we sprinkle the whales. Always.
I might have to.
So we're getting 12.5 against those Flying Leopards. We're going to send them back to China. You see what I did there?
Come on. That's
Anyway,
hanging.
That's another win taken away.
Yeah, you just got a couple wins. You got like a 20 wins
was
taken
too
away.
easy. Oh God, now I have none left. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning into us this evening. We're excited for the Super Bowl, as you can see. Billy and I leaning the Chiefs side, Greg, you leaning the Buccaneer side. We will see what happens. As always, he's going to money side. This guy, pulling some shenanigans out of his ass here, getting greedy, but it is what it is. We let it slide. As always, take a look at the picks. We will be back. I will be back tomorrow. Billy says he's not going to post picks. He'll post picks. He can't help himself. It took everything in me to help myself today. Greggy will probably post 37 plays tomorrow. So just be ready for the cards and everything. They will be up. We're happy to share them out there. Send us some messages. Send us some DMs. I got a couple DMs actually the past couple of days about some picks that we're testing the waters on before we start sharing the wealth. I don't want to feed you guys crappy picks. So we're going to see how they go. But we got some interesting things rolling in. So yeah, come check us out at Betting Diagonal on YouTube, on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, all these other different things.
Google Podcast, Stitcher,
We didn't even know
Archer,
about.
all these you can find us on the internet anywhere you need to.
You can. You can
We
also
have an OnlyFans page.
our Twitters.
No, not yet. Not
baby.
yet. That's
I thought you set it up.
Fans.
No, that's gonna be next football season. I'm gonna do my premium content on there. I'm gonna hold the sign with my toes that gives out my picks.
We have Billy and Jared will be running the OnlyFans come next fall, and Greg is going to be running our TikTok, and he's going to be dancing his picks out.
That's a hell of a sight.
It'll be pretty good. So, like I said, take a look at us on Twitter at Betting Diagonal. You can find Billy at BillyFFD. You can find Greggy at Curse Greg. He's down to 4 followers now since this episode began. So please send him some love his way. We're trying so hard here to get him 100. We're gonna pipe this up every week. I might just have to, for Greg's birthday, whenever it comes up, buy him some followers, possibly. Just to get a little bit more. Oh, Greg's got some. Maybe he just got a follower.
Nah, I didn't get a follower. But speaking of, before, you send our final send off. Quick happy birthday to the host of the show, Mr. Billy.
Thank you.
How can we forget? Happy
I'm getting
birthday,
old.
bud.
Times tonight.
Yeah, life happens. We get a number added to it every year, but let's keep doing our thing no matter what.
Can I buy the half point?
Can you buy the half point? Yeah, over under 29.
Yeah,
28 and a half.
I'll take the 28 and a half over the 29.
That's fair. Yeah, man. But happy birthday.
Enjoy
it. Best of luck in this new 29-year-old betting year for you. I heard it's a lucky one.
Oh, it fucking better be after today. No, I appreciate that, guys. Follow, subscribe on YouTube, please. There's gonna be big stuff coming. I got some ideas. I just need more time in the day. That's all I need. 29 doesn't make my life easier. I need more sleep now that I'm a year older.
More time each day as you get older. Definitely the way it works.
Yeah, that's what my father told me one day. I guess I don't know. He said when you retire, every day feels like Saturday. That's all I know. And I'm working for the weekend, boys. With that being said,
I've been working for the weekend since I was 14.
Yeah, me too. It doesn't help. With that being said, good luck in all your bets this weekend. It's Super Bowl weekend, boys. It's my birthday weekend. I never forget the Super Bowl because of that. take a shot for me. Take a shot for all my bets. I'll see you. Best of luck. See you guys next week, you degenerates.
As long as don't take a shot for all of Greg's bets. You'll be taking about 35 shots.
Fair. Good luck, everybody.
Just take off of work on Monday.